Hello guys, welcome to the video, and in today's session we will talk about the AWS project. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Sajia and I am a DevOps and cloud engineer. Okay, so enough of the intro, let's get into video. Okay, so today we will discuss about VPC with servers in private subnet and net. Okay, so I am a cloud and DevOps engineer and I contribute daily in Kubernetes as well. So this is my LinkedIn profile, so you can check it out and you can go through this. Okay, so enough of the video, enough of the intro. Okay, so in the last class we have discussed about VPC and all, right? Now let me tell you what we have discussed, like AWS services, EC2, VPC, load balancer, subnets, key value pair, etc. etc. Right? Hope this is clear. Okay, so as I have told you, in the last class we have discussed this VPC EC2. Hope these things are clear and you have created your AWS account and you have gone through this. I hope that, right? Now let's discuss, as I have told you, after discussing the services, we have discussed the project structure, like a VPC to availability zone. This will be availability zone, right? And there will be two instances, by 1 and 2. There will be Bayesian host or jump host connected. There will be load balancer trafficking our deployed application. Users can access your application through load balancer, DNS, load balancer URL, and there will be public and private subnet, right? I have discussed everything in last video. Now in this video we will discuss about practical aspects. Practical, right? We will discuss about practical. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we will create a VPC. For that we will go to our Amazon VPC console at this link. So let's go there. Okay, so here is our VPC dashboard and let's create a VPC. There are two options in VPC. Okay, so there are two options in VPC. We can create VPC completely by ourselves, and we can AWS provide VPC to create with all the resources provided, like a simple VPC. And when you create your AWS account, there will be a default VPC come along, right? Okay, so as we have seen till now, we have created a box in which we have EC2 instance and private subnet, public subnet. Okay, got it. So let's rub it and let's create a new picture. So I will draw here in a better way, so you can understand things in a better way. So this will be our public and private subnet. So the below one will be private, upper one will be public. And this whole will be our VPC, which you can see here, right? Now we will create our VPC. So here you can provide all the information like names, IPv4. If you want to understand IPv4, it will be take 1 hour, full hour for that, but we are not going deep into it for now. Let's give it a name now. Rather than creating a VPC, as I have told you, rather than creating VPC only and configuring things by our own, if we are in a company, we need to do that. But for understanding purpose, for understanding things better, VPC AWS provide the complete map in which you can see the resources which will be created, which will be attached to each other. So you can see this in this map, right? So explore this map in your own way. Give it your time here and pause video for a few seconds and see how things are configuring, right? So first we will have project subnet public 1 US East 1A and US to be, as we have taken a two availability zone. There will be RTB is a route table project RTB public, which will be a route tables, and we have one for public and one for private, US East 1 and one for private US East 2. Okay. Hope this is clear. Now rather than giving it a name, I will give it a name which will follow a naming convention, which will be like Iqra and Iqra VPC. Okay. Okay, so here we can provide a IPv for CIDR. So if you change the CIDR block, the IPs will be changed. How this will be changed? There is a, I think there will be, if you want to understand, it will take time, but we are here discussing a project, so we will not cover that. But understand that if we keep it as 16, it will be highest, right? We can increase 17, 18, 19. The IPs assigned to your EC2 instances or your load balancers will be used by this. It will be used from here, right? So this will be the flow. Hope this is clear. Now let me reload. Now as you can see, the IPVs is 65,000, more than a 65,000. We will keep it rather than keeping it 17, 18, we will keep it 16 only. Let's not change anything here. Tenancy will be, there will be no change in tenancy as well, and no IPv6, we need to use only IPv4. And now net gateways, so we will keep it net gateways as 1 per availability zone. Okay, so let's see what project says, like how the diagram is showing things, right? So we will do things like that. And number of public subnets, so we need a public subnet as 2. Let's not change here anything. Private subnet will be 2, 1 per availability zone. And net gateways, as I have told you, net gateways will be okay. Now as you can see here in the diagram, we have 2 availability zone. So, and we will not use S3 for now. We don't need to create S3 for now. So we will just remove S3 for now. We will keep S3 as none. Number of public subnets, as you can see here, right? Net gateways. But what is net gateway? Comment me down below. As I have told you, net gateways will be 1 per availability zone. And now let's check everything is clear or not. And yes, everything is clear. Can you see the graph? As I have told you, just explore your ways, right? Just see how things are configuring here. This is important. We need to do that. Okay. Project route table private one, as you can see, it will be connected with NAT gateways and it will be connected with the private subnet, right? Route table private route table will be connected to private subnet, and private 2 subnet will be connected to private 2 route table. Okay, it's simple, as you can see here in diagram. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay, one more thing, here we can see 2 NAT gateways. This is just a thing to explore. Okay, so let's create a VPC. Now this all things will be configured and it will take time. Just wait for 5 minutes here, and there are many things to understand here, like DNS, hostname and all. You can go through these links and you can check this out by your own. I am not explaining here like VPC components which will be the components which will be created. I am not getting to I will not teach you here, but if you want to understand everything is detail, you can comment me down below, right? Okay, so let's wait for a minute. Okay, if you want to understand like a NAT gateways, what you can do, you can just copy NAT gateway and you can paste it here, and you can see what is NAT gateway. A NAT gateway is a network administrator translator, address translation, sorry, right? There are many videos available for NAT gateways and all. So if you want to learn directly from me, you can comment me down below, or you can learn it on your own way, right? Okay, so it's still creating. So wait for a minute. Okay. It's 96% success. Now we can see our VPC, right? Okay, so let's move forward. We can see our VPCs here. VPC is created and the state is available. It's configured properly now, and we can see the details provided below. So okay, so as we can see here, all the configuration things are given, like what needs to be created, what not needs to be created. But as AWS provided a good thing, so we don't need to we just skip that part, and now we need to deploy our application. For that we need to have a auto scaling group. As you can see here, Amazon use auto scaling group, right? So as I have discussed in a previous video, we will discuss this for now. Okay. So it will be found by EC2, I think. Okay, now let's create an auto scaling group. Here we will provide a name of our auto scaling group. Let's provide a name, Iqra auto scale. Okay, done. Now let's create a launch template. Here again in launch template we need to provide a name first. Iqra launch, as I am following a naming convention again. Here you can provide a description. For the template version, there are different versions of template in AWS. When you work in a company, there will be, but for now we just provide a any description like anything, right? And if you are working in a company, there the convention will be okay. So we will provide a description. This is a simple launch template. For AWS infrastructure. Okay. Here you can provide a AMIs. What is AMI? If you want to have a Windows, you can provide a AMI of Windows. If you want to have a Ubuntu 22.04 or the lower version, upper version, you can everything provide directly from here. But I will click. Okay, so the template version and the description is set. In AMIs, we will directly use recently launched, right? After providing the AMIs, okay, so instance type. In instance type we will use t2.micro because it is pre-tier eligible, as we have discussed in previous video, right? For this we can create a new key pair as well, as I have described in previous video, but I will use here my own key pair, I think the old key pair which I have created earlier. So here I will use that key pair only. Okay, new OS, this will be our key pair for this project. So let me show you, this key pair is downloaded on my downloaded version, like on my download version, my download folder. Okay, so let me show you that as well. Okay, so key pair, enough of the intro of key pair, let's move forward. We need to add a network setting here, right? Okay. As we are creating a network launch template, right? So let me move forward now. But we need to add a rather than keeping it not include in launch template, we want to create a security group here. The simple name of security group, and I am following a naming convention, so it will be Iqra security. For description you can provide any description for now, but remember, if you are working in a company, there will be a team to follow, so you will provide a good description. For now I am providing allow SSH for this simple project, right? Not more than that. Okay, so it's not simple, right? We will create a robust project. Project VPC. Okay, so then I think there is some issue in name, so let me see what we can do, right? VPC. Let's go to the dashboard of VPC and let's see. I think I have misconfigured the name by mistake, I think. So let's see that. Okay, it's loaded. Okay, so I can change the name directly by here. So rather than keeping it project, we will keep it Iqra. Now we can see our Iqra VPC rather than project VPC. If you load it, it will be shown, right? We will create a inbound security rules. Like if you want an application to be come inside, or if you want to deploy something and you want to access it, you need to open a port, right? For this we will open first the port will be, I think, HTTP 8000, and there will be SSH port. So we need 2 port for now, right? You can provide type, protocol, port range, source type, source, everything directly from here. For now we are providing a custom TCP. Okay, so the first port which will be open will be SSH port, and here we will get a warning, but you need to take care of this warning in your company, but we are just creating a project, so we will not take care about this. It's just that you don't need to open all the source from anywhere. Like hackers can insert or inject something in your project, so it's not a good idea to open completely, like from anywhere anyone can access, so you don't need to do that. But this is just a project for, so we are doing that. Okay, so let's move forward. First port will be SSH, and the second one will create okay, so our launch template is done as well, and now we will move forward with VPC and subnet, and here we will provide no load balancer. For now we will not create a load balancer. Here there will be 3 group size, like desired, minimum and maximum, as I have discussed in the previous video, that if you are working in a company and there are big billion days in Flipkart, we need more instance to be created, because more people will be on your page, the traffic will be increased, so you need to be have desired, minimum and maximum. So EC2 instance will be created automatically rather than creating it yourself, right? So desired will be 1, minimum will be 2, and maximum will be 4. Okay, so I am confused here, so I think I did a mistake here. Okay, so I did mistake here, so we will configure it 2, 1, 4, 1 will be minimum, desired will be 2, there will be 2 instance up at any point of time, but there is no service or there is no traffic, we will have been shifted to minimum. Okay, so let's move forward now. Next, we will add notification service SNS topic, SNS topic is simple notification service, but we will not edit right now. We will edit in the next part. Okay. Okay, so let's cancel it. Nothing useful here. Okay, so our auto scaling group is updating capacity and all. So after the status is OK or active, there will be two EC2 instance created, right, in the private subnet. Okay, so let's wait for a minute. So as you can see here, we are creating an auto scaling group, right? It's still updating capacity. Let's load it once. So if we can see instances here, there are two instances up, and if you would have gone through the previous video, you would have known that we need to create a jump host. What will be the jump host? Just to connect with this EC2 instance and deploy our application, we need to create a jump host. We will select an AMI as Ubuntu and keep a login as obviously new OS. Okay, so let me configure things like we need to have our EC2 instance in our VPC rather than default VPC, right? Because our EC2 instance are created in Iqra VPC, not the default one. So we need to do that, and now after that keep the SSH port open because we need to SSH things, right? So now our jump host is up as well. So let's wait for a minute. So as you can see, we are on our jump host. Our 2 instance with auto scaling group is up, and our jump host is in pending state. So let's wait for a minute. Okay, now it's up. Now let's SSH to it because it's in a public subnet, and we can connect with it, and my key value pair is in download folder. So I'm changing the directory here. CD just means changing the directory CD, right? And this will be as we have copy our command, and we can directly paste it here. And we are on our jump host now. Congratulations, we are on our jump host. Okay, let's move forward. As you can see, I will what the grep command will do, just it is a simple command in Ubuntu to find something. If you want something, the file name or something, you can directly use grep, right? So new os.pem, I am on my local PC in second tab. So the key value pair is present in my local PC, and I want to transfer it or copy it from my local PC to the jump host. This will be key pair and it will be transferred here, right? So for that we need to have a command. I will put this command in GitHub repo, which the link of this GitHub repo is down below. So you can configure things like this, right? Okay, so we need to use that command directly on our local PC. If you are using Ubuntu or anything, if you are not using Ubuntu, okay, no worries. If you are on your Windows, just spin up your be on your PowerShell and just run this command. It will work, don't worry. Here for now we need to check the directory. So for that we will use pwd to just check the path of the file, right. So this will be home Sajia downloads, right. So first will be source, second will be destination, and the place where we need to transfer it, like ubuntu @ and this will be the IP address, right. And we need to add home ubuntu here. Okay, so we will paste our command here and let's change the IP address, right. This will not be the IP. Here you need to keep your ID. I will show you from where you get your IP address. So let me show you that. So in your jump host you can select a public IPv4. Just copy it and paste it here, right. Done. Give it as a yes. Okay, now it's done. So let me show you how it's done, right. So can you see this? We have our file like newos.pem here directly, right, on our Bayesian host. Now we will okay, so now let's move forward. And now as you can see, now the file is ready. The key value pair is ready here on our Bayesian host. Now let's SSH. Let's go to instances, jump host. No, not the jump host. Now we will need to SSH to our first and second instance through the jump host, as I have told you earlier. So we need to change the IP address. So let's get an IP address of first or second. Okay, so let's take an IP address of 1. Let's give it a name, as I have told you, first and second. First done, and the second one. So you can directly provide name directly from here. And let's copy the IP address. There will be no public IP address, there will be only a private IP address, as I have told you earlier. So let's paste it here. Okay, so I made a mistake. Okay, done. Okay, so rather than having a dot between the IP address, we need to provide a dash here, right? Okay, now done. We are on our first instance in which we will deploy our application, right. So the everything is done. Here you will get a yes symbol as well, but I have SSH to it twice as well for practice purpose, so I'm not getting this for now. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's provide an index file. You can directly get an index file on my GitHub page. So let me show you from where you can copy the index file. Simple HTML file. You can use any HTML context. You can write it. It's on your own. But for a easy purpose or for a simplicity, I will provide mine. Right. So click on AWS Robust Infra. I will provide a link in description. Okay, so index.html. You can directly clone the repo as well, but here I am just copying the text and we will paste in our Vim editor. right? Okay, so done. Right, so can you see the file? It's done. Simple web HTML file you can use. You if you don't want to keep it this big, you can write it on your own, like a simple, like a hello, my name is this, or anything like that, right? Or you can copy directly from my file. And for copy purpose, we can use W, Q, and semicolon. Sorry, exclamation mark. Okay, so let's run the index.html. And if you are new to Ubuntu and all, you can use Nano editor rather than a Vim. Vim will be somewhat frustrating at first, but when you get expert in this, you will like Vim more than Nano. So you can use Nano. In Nano, you can just write a file and you can just Control O for saving the file, and Control S and Control O and Control X. It will save a file. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay, so let's move forward. Here I will SSH to my second instance. Just ignore the upper commands and all. I will run the second instance now. First we will SSH again to our jump host, right, in the second tab. So the connection will be cutted off if you wait for 5 to 10 minutes. It will cut off, so you need to check first. So I am just doing the SSH again. First I will SSH to my jump host, as you can see here, and now I am SSH to my first and second instance in which we will deploy our application, right? Okay, so I am doing the same process here. And we will remove the dots as always, as I have told you earlier. We will provide change it by dash, right? So let's do that. Okay, now we are SSH to our instance again, and you can see our index file is ready as we have created. Now you can go to my repository again on the same repo as I have told you, AWS robust infra, and you can copy this command, Python. I have provided the scp command as well, and you can copy this command, python 3 -m http.server, and we are deploying our application on 8000 port 8000. So we are running this command, right? Now what should be the result? The result should be that I should see the application on 8000, right? It should be the result. Let me tell you the catch here. And now we are configuring the second instance, right? We need to deploy our application, same application, on the second instance as well, right? So we are doing that. You can directly go to connect and you can directly copy this command as well. You can do it both ways. There is nothing difference. Yeah. So first we need to SSH to our jump host for the second instance as well. In first step, I have my first application deployed. In second step, I am configuring again jump host, and then I will switch to my second instance or deploying my application on the second instance. I hope this is clear, right? So we are doing that only. Provide yes here. Okay. Now we are on our instance. Jump host. No, we are not on our jump host. Sorry, we are on our second instance, right? We will again copy the same file. We will paste it here. Now you can use Nano as I have told you. And let's again copy the command and paste it here, the same command. Okay, so our application is up. Let's check our application now. So our application is up, but we can't access it because we haven't configured the load balancer yet, right? So we need to go to load balancer. In previous video, in last video, we have already talked about the load balancer. There are different type of load balancer: network gateway load balancer and the application load balancer. But just to keep it simple, we are creating an application load balancer, right? So let's give it a name, Iqra load. I'm following a naming convention as I have told you. Project VPC, Iqra VPC. We will select that, and in security group, just select the Iqra security which we have created, which will come along the VPC and the port should be 80. Now let's create a target group. For load balancer, we will create a target group like which in which instance we should route our traffic. So this is about target group. Now keep the port here it should be 8000 because we have configured in load balancer we have configured 80. Now we will configure 8000. Here let's provide a name by our naming convention, Iqra target, and the project should be VPC, should be project VPC, Iqra VPC, default one. In the target is our first and second host. Jump host is just to create the deploying our application on first and second instance. Let's create our target target group. Right, now we have created our Iqra target with double T because the first one was created just for checking purpose or just for demo purpose, right? Now let's move forward and create our load balancer. Let's cross check if everything is fine or not. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's see our load balancer. Okay, so our Iqra load is up, and here there is an warning, so we will solve this issue. So for solving this issue, we have just configured the security settings like inbound traffic for this security for disappearing this warning, right? Okay, so we can see our listeners enroll are ready now. Now let's move forward. Here in security group, you can edit inbound rules for disappearing the warning as I have told you. Provide HTTP and anywhere IPv4 and save that, right? Let's copy the DNS name and let's see if we can access our application or not. Right, our both application is up. Mostly generally instance get the connection gets cutted, so make sure that connection is up and your applications are up, and then try again if it's not possible. And if there is any issue, you can message me down below and I will help you out for sure, right? Fingers crossed. Congrats, our application is up and all, you can see that. Now let's move forward. Now if your application, if there is some issue is going on with your application, and now if your application is taking 80 or 90% of CPU usage, as a CPU usage is at peak by any means, like a hacker issue or any configuration issue, so you can solve that. And if there is any issue like that, there will be notification and email provided directly to your developers, right? So we will configure this thing. So this thing is called as CloudWatch and monitoring stuff. In DevOps we have monitoring tools like Prometheus and Grafana, but here we will use CloudWatch alarms to configure things, right? So first you can see here in monitoring tab, you can see the CPU utilization first, right? Let's enlarge it. Okay, so you can see the CPU usage, and as I have tried the demo before this, so you can see the CPU usage was at peak, right? Okay, so if the CPU usage is at peak, I want a notification on my developer's email account. So this will be the process, and I will show you how to configure the alarm. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. Now let's go to Bard, and I will ask Bard to create a script which will increase my CPU usage up to 80%. Okay, so I will do that. So it's taking time, so let's wait for a minute. Okay, it's taking more time, let's wait for a minute. Okay, so I'm creating a file called as vim.cpu.py, and let's see our Python script, right? So this is our script, and there was issue in psutil for running a script. So I have asked Bart to not use psutil import, and I got this script, right? Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so let's paste it here. Now save the file with WQ and exclamation. Let's run the script now. We can go to CloudWatch alarm. Right, so let's wait for a minute because it's loading. So this project is complete. Now we don't need to do anything in this project, but I'm just adding something extra just to gain more concept clear. So I'm just doing that. And now we are on our alarm, and you can see we can create alarm directly. So here select a metric. Here go to EC2. We want to have a metric on EC2. So we will select that. And for that, for selecting an EC2, we need to have an instance ID for that. So we will go to our instance and check the. Okay, so this will be our ID, right? Now let's go to our alarm. You can check the alarm now directly. We will repeat the same process. Create alarm, select metric, select EC2, right? Auto scaling group, or per instance metric you can select anyone, but we are going to per instance metric rather than auto scaling. Just search for CPU, right? And you can see the first and second, the name of the first and second and all, and just in first select CPU utilization. We will create monitoring in only one application, but if you want you can do in a second application as well, but I'm just configuring for one. keep the statistic at maximum because we are not going to wait. So I'm trying to keep it for 10 seconds, but it's not possible, so let's keep period for 1 minute. Okay, so greater or equal, keep the, and the threshold should be 50. And let's create a topic, SNS, a simple notification service. Create new topic here. Again, we will follow a naming convention here, so let's create a name like Iqra or something. And here in email you can provide your email which you use for daily purposes, Gmail account email. So I'm providing mine here. First we will provide us name which will be CPU util, and the email would be my email, right? Now let's move forward. So our email is configured. Now let's click on next and give a name, because if a developer is getting an email, there should be a heading of the email and there should be a body of email, right? So you need to configure it right here. So you can provide something like your instance is more than 50%, 70% or something, and take action now. So this will be the email heading, right? So we are just writing that. Instance CPU utilization is more than 80%. Kindly take action immediately, right? Now this is an automated email by AWS, configured by your cloud or DevOps engineer. You can provide anything here, but if you are working in a company, you should provide a brief, short, and perfect email, so any user or any developer can understand, right? Right, so I'm not providing the it in more detail for now. Okay, so let's go next. Move to next. Just cross check thing that you have configured things properly, and now create an alarm. You will get an email on your email address, right? So go to SNS service. Now you can see the two topics are created. We are just focusing on one. Default cloud also is created before because for my previous work. So here pending email confirmation. So you will get an email on your account, as I have told you the email ID which you have configured in SNS topic. So go to your email. I got an so I got an so I got an email. So subscription is confirmed now. Okay. So refresh this page. Subscription is confirmed. Let's run our script now. CPU pi, which will increase our CPU usage more than 80%. So let's do that, and let's check the monitoring of the instance, right? So enlarge it. Okay, keep it 1 second to make it more real time, right? And refresh it again and again. So you can see the peak usage is 80%. I have waited for 5 to 10 minutes, and now the peak CPU is at 80%, and I have got my email as well. You can see this, right? Hope this is clear. And wait for 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe there should the email notification may take time, the peak usage will take time, but just wait for a minute or two, and you will get that for sure, right? And keep doing refresh again and again, right? Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for completing. Congratulations, you can keep this, you can put this in your resume. And watch my this is my LinkedIn account. If you have any doubt, you can just directly ping me here, send me a connection request, and I would love to help. So okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I have provided blogs, videos, I have a YouTube channel as well, so you can go through that.